16 participants from other waves implementing countries. Archimedes, Botswana, Rwanda, Colombia, Costa Rica, Madagascar, Guatemala, Indonesia, and India. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. WAVES helps us understand and acknowledge the economic value of biodiversity and ecosystems so that these considerations can be integrated into both economic and political decision making. We are gathered here today to collectively brainstorm, learn from each other's experiences, and make headway on innovations in the sustainable use of global natural resources. I now officially open this workshop and welcome you all to the first WAVES Knowledge Exchange on Ecosystem Accounting. Have a fruitful learning ahead and a pleasant stay in the Philippines. Thank you.
This is really quite an historic event in many ways because there really hasn't been this kind of systematic training by and for developing countries on ecosystem accounting. So this is really something you can all be quite proud of. The overall objective of WAVES is to mainstream natural capital in development planning and in the national accounts. So capacity building is a very important part of WAVES. And building this learning from each other, we think, is a very important part of the learning. We are hoping, if not expecting, that you will go back and host a small seminar to explain to other people who are working with WAVES in each of your countries about what you learned, to share this experience with them.
Well, I'm here because I want ecosystem accounting to work, and I think it can work. And there's a lot of people who are going to make it happen, and many of them are here in the room. And I think it's just a matter of understanding how we all fit together and how we can all work towards making things better. And that's really what we're trying to do. Information can make a difference. Information can make things get better.
This is the epicenter of the country. 60% of all of our gross domestic product is in and around this whole region of the lake. So if any disaster strikes here, if flooding and any of the climate events, extreme events, that's the risk concentration in this part of the country. The pilot program for WAVES, for wealth accounting and valuation of ecosystem services, is key. It becomes instrumental for a very vulnerable and very high risk ecosystem like the Laguna Lake Basin. The balance between ecology and economic growth would really have to be struck because we have tools like WAVES.
In case of India, the present issue was to redefine the role of forestry sector in the state economy. We are going for the forest accounts. By December 2015, we hope that we'll come out with a final draft of the forest accounts in terms of, in that pilot location.
We have identified land use trade-offs, especially between livestock and tourism. But in order for it to be more appealing, we thought we should contextualize it within the poverty eradication program, as well as the climate change and adaptation frameworks that are already in the process. With that in mind, we think this can be informed if we do land accounts, or within ecosystem accounts, we should focus on land accounting, livestock accounts, and tourism accounts. We need to develop data sharing protocols and the like. We need to define the scope, and if it's going to be provincial or district.
In Colombia for this year, we're going to work on the national accounts on water and forests. For the first semester, we will have 2 case studies at the national level.
Rwanda is a landlocked country. The main issue is related to land conversion, because we have different natural forests that have been converted to land for agriculture use, and this led to land degradation. We finished to finalize with the scoping report, the scoping study, and in the scoping study we have already identified priorities, and during this implementation phase, from now till maybe 2018, we'll be dealing with land, water, and mineral.
In the case of what we're more concerned, in Costa Rica, we're looking at the forests and water. But to take into account that we're the first country who took a strong step against deforestation, and as far as where we see ourselves in a year's time, well, by 2016, we hope to have completed the water account.
We have established a community of practice around ecosystem accounting. We just wish you all safe travels back and successful work on your work plans. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inspiring our work in Guatemala.
And the WAVES initiative is a shot in the arm, so to speak. It revitalizes, it reinvigorates our efforts towards environmental accounting. I hope that the learnings and the sharing that you have done, for the week will be reflected in the things that you're going to do when you go back home to pick up on the learnings here. Continue the development and participation in a community of practice, because there is no substitute for sharing and learning from each other in the way forward.